Hello there. I'm a craftsman, or at least that's what I'm trying to be. This is actually a venture that I'm starting off with that has taken some time to come into play. Today we're going to be making a closet shelf. Not a great closet shelf, not even a good closet shelf, it's just a necessary closet shelf due to what you'll see later as the reason for it. As I go ahead and set up my work area because I don't have a workspace, but I do have a neighbor cat. She's very cute and likes to barrage me when I come outside sometimes. This is what you're seeing now. The neighbor cat. Earlier you saw me take some measurements, which I'm marking now. The shelf needed to be 59 inches by 13 inches. I went to the lowest particular board that was about 65 inches by 10 inches. This should do for what we need. I come from a line of craftsmen. This is my grandfather Man, who owned a body repair shop. This is my grandpa Cummins, who was a carpenter and a general contractor for all of his life. And this is my dad, who's an architect. I glorify him the most. He's still in the back there with the chief's hat. One day I asked him the difference between what an engineer and an architect was, and he told me that an engineer was someone that made something functional. An architect had to make it functional and beautiful. I really hope to achieve something of that throughout my life. I'm not as good as he is, never got a degree in anything in engineering, but that's the goal. To create things with my hands that fit specific needs that I have. As you can see here, I'm setting up my cut, making sure that my fence is straight and that the blade hits along the lines and giving it a funk. Next up is sanding. As you can tell, these are all brand new tools from Makita that my wife got me from Christmas in order to help me achieve my dreams and my endeavor. I won't make you watch all the sanding, but I didn't do much. This is actually going to get painted. A quick swipe of 120 grit is fine for what I need. A lot of people despise sanding. I think it's actually really kind of calming, kind of like mowing the lawn. While it is, again, time consuming, at least you can work towards your projects and you can think about things, listen to podcasts, things of that nature. In this case today, what I'm thinking about most is what all I can achieve with what I've been given and how it can help my family. I'm wiping down the board with a towel real quick before trying to paint it. This is actually about a 4-year-old can of spray paint that I'm hoping and praying will still work as I go ahead and shake it. It doesn't. I tried again. Still doesn't. Now I know what you're thinking. Ryan, just try one more time. Obviously it'll work this time. Just kidding. It didn't work. So, what are you gonna do? Go to the hardware store. So I got a new can of spray paint and headed back home. I'm actually incredibly lucky. The hardware store that I go to is actually only about maybe 1.5 miles from my home, so it won't take me a few minutes to get there. Now that I'm home, I can go ahead and start mixing the paint and getting it ready. First thing to do, put back on the cap and put on a pair of gloves. Because this piece is not going to be really seen by anybody, but is simply to cover up the wood fibers with the paint, I'm not really using proper technique here. I do know that you go in short bursts from left to right. However, as you can see, I am carelessly following whatever I want to do. After this, I went ahead and gave it one more pass after it dried, and left it overnight and prepared for the next day. See you tomorrow. It's now the next day, so now I'm setting back up my workspace, and hopefully finding a neighbor cat. Fortunately, I won't see the neighbor cat today. That's okay. I'm now going to go ahead and set up some pilot holes and some countersinks, so I can go ahead and get this drilled into some pre-installed boards that are already in the closet next to the shelf. It's actually pretty easy. I simply just measure about a 1/2 inch in, I mark it on the board, and then I drill, and then I countersink. No one wants screws sticking up, so countersinking is actually crucial here, but it's the first time I'm doing it. I removed the staple and the barcode on the side. I just didn't want it to get in the way, and I did make sure to pick up the entire barcode here. I don't want to litter the neighborhood. And now to do the same thing to the other side. Here I'm actually test fitting the heads to make sure that the screws are going fully, and I found that I didn't quite go down far enough, so I'm drilling it back out, and then I'm going to do it to the other side as well. After another test fit, of course. This is my cat Munchkin. I opened the closet door, and of course she had to see what I was doing. I'm just going to let you look at her. Now that she's out of the way, I can go ahead and clean out the closet. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in a stepladder so I can reach it. And this is the first attempt of me trying to get this thing in. I say attempt because you're going to find out pretty quickly that I wasn't able to actually get it in. See, what happened here is the door frame on the top, I didn't want to remove the actual frame, so it was actually blocking the area, and it's so far up into the ceiling, near the ceiling, that I actually can't get it up in there. So, take it back outside, set back up my workspace, grab my saw, and go to cutting. I took off a very small edge here. I didn't set up a guide, I thought I could just do it by eye, and did a pretty good job, I think, for myself at least. I'm going to put everything back away, and take it back inside. This is attempt number 2. I say attempt, because, well, much like the first attempt, it also could not go fully in. Time to take it back outside, and cut off the other side. Actually, a little faster this time. Now that it's cut, I can move my saw away and drag it back inside. Here we go. As you can tell, it's getting a lot easier to get in there. I figured that it would fit, and a few smacks, it slid into place. And as you watch me struggle to get this in, you can see that it does slide into place. And I'm pretty excited, because then I can go into the next step, which is securing it inside. Not sure if you can tell, there's actually some play here which comes from the fact that I didn't take off the door trim. So actually what I did was I went back outside and I got the offcuts that I had and put them on the sides as shims, and proceeded to screw it into place. So here I am, going ahead and drilling out the pilot holes and vacuuming up all of the sawdust that I'm creating. It's not much, but I didn't want anything to get on to close, so out it came. And here we go. Gonna go ahead and screw these in. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ryan, why are you taking all these Pokemon plushies off of these shelves? And that's because they're going to go on that shelf that I just installed to get them out of the way. We have a lot. And they fit quite nicely, actually. Even the Halloween Town stuff. Now here's the reason why I put it on the shelf. As you can see, there's a lot of books that we have. This is stuff that I got for Christmas or over the years. We just had no more space left, so I put it on the shelf. Took all the stuffed animals and put them up there, and now I can fill out the shelves. Again, this didn't need to have to be the best shelf, it didn't have to be the prettiest, it just was a very functional shelf, and I'm glad I was able to get it done, and it was a good first project, just to get my feet wet, which is what this video is about. And if you want to see my progress as we progress forward as I do more and more stuff, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to do more and more of these so the editing will get obviously better. Thank you again.